It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports, where division rivals will clash in the NFC West. It's the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. Coming up next.
We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at Lumen Field here in the Soto District of Seattle. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one in the NFC, as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, this was a team after the Russell Wilson trade that looked like they might be bottoming out. But for years, the Seahawks have had great success in the NFL draft, as you well know. And they've used the last few drafts to really restock this roster.
And they certainly have restocked this roster and have gotten back to playing football the way that they want to do it. Seahawks football, which means running the ball with authority on offense. They've added runners, offensive linemen, and now they're just being forceful in the way they're going about their business, the way that they did it when they ran to Super Bowls.
Then for the visiting Rams, they found out the hard way that you need a lot of good fortune when you win a Super Bowl title. And when you don't get that good fortune, as they didn't last year, things can crash down to earth in a hurry.
And none of us really saw this coming. Remember, they were 12-5 the year they won the Super Bowl, went 5-12 last year. Somehow I think this Rams team is better than what we saw last season, adding in a lot of new pieces in order to try and get back to the top of the NFC West.
Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And off we go from Seattle. This taken in at the goal line. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48 there. So the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. And it is a first-time Pro Bowler who leads them out, Charles, in his 11th year now, Geno Smith.
When the Seahawks named Smith the starter last season, it gave him an opportunity he wasn't sure he would get again. And then he became one of the best quarterbacks in football and sustained it across a full 17 games, winning Comeback Player of the Year. Saved his career with last season and keeps the Seahawks as true contenders.
Right out of the gates, here's Smith. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. The leading rusher among rookies a season ago. Here's Kenneth Walker. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. It's caught, Lockett. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. A gain of 7, and they pick up the first. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Here's a 2nd down and 7 from the 37. Throwing now is Geno. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And Lockett going to pick up the Seahawks first down as he'll get this down to the 30-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, Smith. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Walker. Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 17-yard line.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. Myers' kick is good. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So here are the Rams set to go to work on offense. And they're led by a man who topped the 50,000-yard mark in passing for his career a season ago. In year 15 now, here's Matthew Stafford.
Stafford, the Rams won it all in Super Bowl 56, but last season was a stark contrast to that. The Rams need their quarterback to recapture his form from 2 seasons ago to help spark another postseason run.
All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these 2 teams at the break. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando, standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, back to you guys in just a moment, but welcome everyone to our Creative Village studios in the EA Sports halftime report. If you missed the first half, there's not much to get you caught up on. Just the lone field goal accounting for the entirety of the scoring. A 3-0 game to this point, as both defenses have been strong so far.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. And this will be brought out to the 25 as Taylor elects to not return it. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half. I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Bobby Wagner, multiple times an All-Pro, in there and dropping for a loss.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
If there's any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That one good for 24 yards. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. All three timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now. Now it's Stafford. This is caught by Robinson. Second and 6 coming up. Now Stafford. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Here's 1st down. Stafford now to throw. That'll be caught. It's Cup. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Remember, the one timeout still available as they come up 1st and 10. Stafford. Open man right side is Cup, complete. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the 1st down, but I thought that was the key.
Here's 2nd and a yard. Now the 4th-year man, it's Cam Akers. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And now the timeout call. So 5 seconds left, and a field goal would send us to overtime. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to potentially send us to overtime. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. This hasn't exactly been a battle of one touchdown after the other, quite the opposite. But at 3-3 now here in the 4th, it's been an entertaining game considering just 2 field goals.
Yeah, is it really a football game now, or are we watching baseball? Because this feels like a pitcher's duel, doesn't it? Nice and tense on the edge of your seat. Have you been scoring this one? A lot of strikeouts and ground balls in this one.
So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away. And we have free football overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
So it's the Rams who are going to get the football first as we are back underway here in overtime. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Rams ready to go on offense. I cannot imagine how these players and coaches feel, Charles, because my palms sweating up here in the booth now as we go to the third drive of overtime. And as we know from here on out, any points win this football game.
I'll throw you a towel as well, partner. I've got one for myself, but let's face it, our nerves, our pressure, nothing compared to what's going on that field. Both of the field goal kickers active here early. Can one of them become the hero and end this thing?
Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. Throwing is Stafford. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that's gonna be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
And they need 5 yards on 3rd down here to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Now it's Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete. The temptation to go for it probably there. Always is, especially in overtime. Got to punt it, though.
I think you're right. I think that you absolutely have to punt it away and trust your defense, especially play a little field position here. But you're so right about the temptation. Another way to satisfy that, though, line up in punt formation and fake it. That's another way to get it done.
And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10.
Let's go do this thing, baby. Got you, baby. It's all like Bosco. Come on now. It's all like Bosco.
First throw here in overtime for Smith. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Geno now to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face. Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And not a whole lot there. Maybe 3 yards on first down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Stay on point, fellas.
From the 47 now, they work with a 2nd and 7. Sticking with Walker on second down. And that could be a killer. He'll lose yardage and tackled inbounds.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
One overtime, how about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that second overtime in just a moment. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Smith's going to throw it. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Just straight money right there. The biggest drive of the game, a chance to win it in overtime. If they've been saving that play, they sure pulled it out at the right time. A huge turn of events there.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Smith to throw. Returning right back to Lockett. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. 2nd and 2, first down marker at the 8. Here's Smith. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Well, obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game, but hey, they got enough points to get the job done, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. In such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win, and in this type of a game, the play of their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL.